3rd and 7. Seisha delivers it to Brockway. Brockway diving catch, comes up with it. He's been such a reliable receiver over the last 3 years in the slot. Going to go down as one of Wartburg's best slot receivers they've had in the last 20 years when he eventually graduates this season.
It was a good route, too. I believe they call that a pivot route where he started coming toward the near sideline, but then immediately drew the defender off and cut toward the inside of the field. Good route running there, and it results in a first down, so that's good.
Wartburg able to move the chains once again. 3 receivers to the right on this side. Big blitz. Seisha's going to take off on the right side. He'll get inside the red zone before being taken down to the 19.
And I think that was really his only option there at that point, because he didn't have time to stop and make a throw because he was under such heavy pressure. He thought it was probably a better idea to just take off upfield, gain a couple yards, and I think that was probably the best decision there that he could have made.
Looked like they were trying to set up a wide receiver screen to either Wall or Brockway as Brennicky was upfield engaged with the defender. Ends up obviously not working, but Seisha makes the most of a broken play, gets 4 yards. This time handoff to Binion up the middle. He'll get up near the first down marker, and that'll move the chains again. The Knights close to putting this one in the end zone. They're up to the 12-yard line with about a minute left in the first quarter.
And it looks like Wartburg's been using some hard counts to try to draw Monmouth off sides. And I think what it's doing is it's causing them to start their blitzes just a tad early, and they're able to run past the blitz with Binion.
You've seen a little bit about that left end position. He's jumped across a couple times, but Seisha unable to get the snap off to catch him. Looking for a potential free play. They're going to split Binion out right. Looking deep in the end zone. Seisha throws it over to Binion, goes through his hands out of bounds. So incomplete pass to bring up 2nd and 10 with under a minute left in the first.
Not a very smart throw because Montrell Davis is right on him. Had he got us maybe a step ahead, that certainly could have been a pick and probably a pick 6. So Wartburg kind of lucked out there on that play. No one was really open. It looked like all the other receivers were running fade routes into the end zone.
Wartburg's defense was able to hold when Monmouth made it into the red zone. Now Monmouth trying to match him. 2 receivers to the left in Strathman and Brockway, 1 to the right. Play action pass. Look at the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown Wartburg. Lee Boniface with the first touchdown of the season. The converted quarterback catches his first career touchdown pass, and Wartburg strikes first to open this year. 6-0.
Looked like a similar play as before, as it was a goal line fade once again, and this time the cornerback was playing more press coverage, and normally that against a fade route with a fast wide receiver, always money, and that was a good play call for Wartburg.
If I would have told you coming in this year that Lee Boniface would score the first touchdown of the season, probably would have thought an injury to Matt Seisha would have put him on the field, but instead the converted tight end comes up big. The point after touchdown attempt, no good as it sails left of the goalpost. So it's still 6-0, but Wartburg takes the lead to start this one out, and they'll be kicking off. Send the ball back to Monmouth.
Tight ends, man, one of the best positions in football. They block, they can catch. That was a perfect route there by Boniface. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the extra point, though, so Wartburg still a 6-0 lead on this very explosive Monmouth team. And it looks like they may have gotten some things figured out defensively as well, as they've held this Monmouth team out of the end zone. Had a field goal attempt, too, that was wide right. Now you got to believe that Monmouth is looking to strike back here and try to take the lead with a touchdown here, as they are known to be pretty explosive.
Brayton Brand will come out to give the ball back to Monmouth after the missed PAT. But Wartburg fans got to be happy. First touchdown of the year off the board, and now the Knights offense kind of has that monkey off their back. But it's going to be up to the Knights defense to come out with another strong defensive effort to keep this as a 6-0 game.
And we hope that the missed extra point doesn't loom large in the end. I can think of Iowa versus Wisconsin back in 2010 when Wisconsin won 31-30, and it was because Iowa missed an extra point on their first touchdown of the game. So hopefully a similar thing doesn't happen tonight. Hopefully the Knights can open this thing up a little more before it's all said and done.
Well, it was even a problem last year for Wartburg as this ball's brought out to the 26. Good return for the Scots. But last year, the Luther-Wartburg game, Braden Brand missed an extra point as well as the Luther kicker. And that game ended up going to overtime before Luther won with a 2-point conversion. So that missed extra point could come back to be a killer. But we're going to have to see this Scots offense come out and match the production. Wartburg, their first big drive of the game. We've already seen the Scots with some big plays. They're not afraid to chuck it deep. And the Knights secondary has struggled a little bit. They've been beaten a couple times, just unable to come up with completions. Completely new set is it's going to be a little bit of a power formation with one running back behind Nelson. Straight handoff to right. He's going to go up to the left side. A lot of defenders in front of him, and he's going to be dragged down for a huge loss. Tackled at about the 21. Should be about a 5-yard loss on the play.
That was good. Great defense there, because once the Knights defense saw that he was running out to the left, everyone, I saw every single Knights defender running out that direction. And when defenses do that, usually it's a loss just like this one was.
And that looks like it's going to be the final play of the first quarter. 2nd and 14. We'll be facing the Scots when we come back. Knights lead 6-0 at the end of one. We'll be right back after about a 30-second break. You're watching Wartburg football on Night Vision, powered by Waverly Utilities.
I needed better insulation. With Mid-American Energy, I got a $1,000 rebate, and I cut my energy bills by 50%.
With Summer Saver, Mid-American Energy pays us to control our AC.
And with all the programs we've used,
We're able to save money now
and be energy efficient for years to come.
Our vision for a 100% renewable future is powered in part by what you do to save energy and money today. Improve your energy efficiency with Mid-American Energy.
And welcome back as we're getting set to start the second quarter. Wartburg with that late touchdown in the first quarter with 37 seconds left gave him a 6-0 lead, and so far the Knights defense has played some great football. Gave up the one big play. Outside of that, they have been stopping Monmouth at every opportunity.
Yep, and the Knights did also get just a little bit lucky as well. There was another deep pass attempt that I can't remember who the receiver was, but he was in double coverage. And that was a break that Wartburg caught, but other than that, been playing great defense. So hopefully we see it keep up here as the night goes on.
Dropping back is Nelson, looking deep again. He's got Williams again. Defender falls. Williams drops it.
Oh, talk about big breaks. Now, he would have been gone if he would have been able to hold on to that one. Oh, man.
Back in coverage and falling was number 15, the new starting cornerback, JoJo McNair. And Williams has got to be kicking himself. It's tough to see a much easier catch than that, finding him in this game.
Oh, yeah, and he had multiple opportunities. He was bobbling it around, and must have just been the way the ball was turning. He wasn't able to hold on to it. But, man, talk about getting lucky for Wartburg. That was a lucky break.
Williams will head to the sideline. 4 wide receivers still on the field for the Scots. 3rd and forever at 3rd and 14. Facing his team. Pass rush coming hard for the Knights. Nelson scrambling, looking downfield. He's got a guy, but it bounces in front of him. Looking for Wes Anderson, and that'll bring the punt team out again. The Scots had a great opportunity for 6, but they dropped the ball, literally.
Literally, yeah.
So
not much you can really say about that. Wartburg just got lucky on that defensive stand there and forcing a punt and looking to double this lead here. Hopefully more than double it. Hopefully make the extra point this time if they were to score.
So once again, Beal out to serve as the team's punter. Knights, look, they're coming hard after him. It gets past him. He's just got to eat it. Trying to kick it off. The Knights are able to jump on top of the ball. That's going to be a Wartburg touchdown. What a play. The Knights get lucky again, and this time jump on the ball for 6.
And I told you earlier, with this kicker turned into a punter, and with the rush that Wartburg was giving, and just the low line drive nature of these rugby punts, something was going to happen soon. And it looked like he just dropped it too. It wasn't even a blocked punt. He just dropped the ball. We saw that Iowa versus Wyoming last week, too. The punter dropped the ball. Looked like what happened here, and Wartburg lucky to jump on it in the end zone, too.
So Brandt out to try and knock this PA2 through. Wartburg up 12-0 here early in the second quarter. Coming in, this one's up, and this time it sails to the uprights. Wartburg extends their lead 13-0, and now this Monmouth offense is going to come right back out. Don't even have a chance to really go back through what went wrong on that drive. Just a lot of bad luck. When you drop the ball a couple times like that, bad things are going to happen.
Monmouth has got to be kicking themselves offensively and in the special teams, too, because in their opinions, this game should be 7-6 them. Instead, Wartburg up by 2 scores now. And we'll see if Monmouth can finally get their explosive offense going once again like they did last week. But so far, it looks like Wartburg has been the team that has played one more game than the other team so far this season.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy mistakes for Monmouth so far in this game. Well, Wartburg's offense now starting to pick it up. The fumble ended up being jumped on by senior Hunter Baldus, his first career touchdown for the Knights. Got to be a great feeling for him to make a big play for this defense.
And certainly a big swing in momentum, too, because Wartburg, now after that score, Monmouth not only has to score once, but then they have to score again to even be in this game. So Wartburg has got to be really happy, and it's all really come down to dropping the ball, like you mentioned. That's really where it all goes wrong. All went wrong for Monmouth so far here tonight.
Got to wonder, Brayton Brandt, his third kickoff of the game. Well, he's got to be getting a little bit tired here in the first half. Kick is fielded about the 7-yard line. Had a hole for a second before being tripped up by, it looked like, number 36 of the Knights. That number belongs to linebacker Tyler Yorger. So that'll send the Monmouth offense right back onto the field. Hopefully they were able to make a couple of corrections. But this Wartburg defense still coming up strong. Couldn't really have asked for a better first quarter if you're the Knights. And a great start to the second quarter for them as well.
Yeah, certainly. And can't say we expected this. Of course, not always nice to have the Knights in the lead, but we thought it would be a much cleaner game by both sides especially.
Handoff to right, up the middle. Again, unable to find much. He's been stifled every single run that he's gotten the ball.
Everyone but the cornerbacks and the safeties in on that play for Wartburg. So they sent the linebackers on a blitz, and yeah, just another great defensive play call for Wartburg here.
Sixth carry of the game for right. He's got a net 0 yards. Looking deep. Williams again. Can he catch this one? He comes up with it. It's pass interference as the ref falls down. But Williams into the end zone. Exactly what this team needed. And Williams able to redeem himself after dropping the touchdown pass on the last possession. What a play for the Scots to get back into this one.
And catching the ball despite the pass interference. That certainly is one way to bounce back from the mistakes they've had. And they did it in a huge way, too, to get within one score in this game.
Definitely didn't drop the ball on that play.
No.
So now a PAT attempt will come out for Monmouth. A missed field goal earlier for their starting kicker. He's been on the field quite a bit, serving as both the team's punter and kicker today. Beal missed his field goal attempt earlier, trying to put this back to a 6-point game. So it looked like Wartburg might be on the verge of possibly running away, but you've talked multiple times today about that explosive Monmouth offense. Showed it right there. This one straight up and through. Kind of a short kick, but gets it over that crossbar.
Just barely.
So 13-7 now on the huge touchdown catch from Williams.